Hey, 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 my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. And if you're tuning in via the podcast, I want to welcome you guys also. We are doing archetypes and astrology today. So y'all know how we break this energy down at the top of the week. We're looking at the archetypal energy in the atmosphere as well as astrologically what is going on in the ethers, okay? The overall message when I did the pre-pull this week was really about what do you feel? Are you seeing the real you, right? And you being able to relax the whole of the darkness or the negativity, right? And be the cause of anything beautiful that's expanding in your life this week, right? So you can go on over on Wednesday when that video is going to be released and you can watch that energy vibration breakdown, all right? I am doing something new. So one of the things that I thought about really as I was off on hiatus for about 4 months is really what I wanted to come back and what I wanted to bring to the channel, how I was going to be able to help people with all of my gifts and my skill sets and my talents, okay? And I came back in March and I can honestly say I've been kind of like free flowing with it and trying to see exactly where spirit has me now standing, what type of messages was coming in, how did I need to move forward with the channel, and what did I really need to do for the community. I think as anyone that's on this spiritual path, there's always a important, I want to say, knowing that you need to have, which is change is the one constant thing. The only thing that you can really depend on as you are moving throughout this experiences called life is change, okay? So this week and every week, we're going to be focusing on one thing that we can work on, okay? And so we're kicking off the week and we're talking about change. This week is going to be about change, all right? Now, if you don't know what needs to be changed, or if you feel like there is change needed, but you don't know exactly how to go about it, you're going to start here. You're going to start by first asking yourself, who are you now? Where are you now? And I'm not just talking about where you are physically, to some people that may resonate, but where you are spiritually, where you are emotionally, maybe where you are financially, just depending on what, path you're on, okay? As well as what do you want now? You see, because the now is important, right? The now is to get you out of the past so you can focus on your present, okay? Your present. Believe it or not, okay? Your present quickly becomes your past, right? And you need to be mindful of that. Your present is really your past and your future all in one. You need to be mindful of that. So at any given moment, when you come back to the now, you can create your future, right? Or you can let go of your past. But once you're still in the past or in the future, you're not really dealing with your now, okay? So we're dealing with the now. You're starting here. Change is the one constant thing in this universe, okay? Who are you now? Where are you now? And what do you want now? And then you allow yourself to be truthful. What do you feel? Because remember, your emotions are indicators. You are not supposed to use your emotions to get trapped. Your emotions are indicators. Are you angry? Okay. Why? What do you feel? And why do you feel that way? Are you happy? Wow. Why do you feel that way? Are you sad? Okay. Why do you feel that way? So your emotions are supposed to be able to give you an indication of where you are in your now moment. And you need to know that. All right. So this week we're working on change. What do you need to be changed in your life? The energy of the pre-pull, because I've already done your tarot reading, and like I said, it's going to be released on Wednesday. And that energy was really about you checking into yourself. And it's also about you having symbiotic relationships, meaning relationships that are given and taken. This is not a season where you're going to be able to, especially if you're an empath on your path or on your journey to your ascension. You are not going to be able to be in vibrational spaces with people that are taken more than they're given, all right? You are going to need to be in relationships with an equal balance exchange. Okay. Now, I also want to say this. You may find that you may lose some friendships in this energy, right? As you are reevaluating yourself and reevaluating where you want and what things need to be done, you may find, my loves, okay, you may find that you lose people that have been there for you or with you for a while, because your vibration, your frequency has changed and they have not. All right. And it's okay. You want to wish that energy that person, that situation, that thought process well, and you want to move on. For some of you, you don't even want to wish it anything. You just want to be grateful for the experience and you want to move on. All right. So be mindful of that as you're moving throughout the energy. It is going to require you to let go. Okay. And as a matter of fact, the video about your pull is really about letting go. The importance of letting go is not so someone else can get away with anything. It's more about you being able to free yourself from whatever limitations, heaviness, emotions, mental thought, mental anxiety that you have. It's not about anyone getting away or getting a pass with anything, because the universe does not do blind justice. You don't just get away with something. You don't get to do fuckery to people, okay, and think you walk away scot-free. No. So how this plays out is you wake up in the morning, you're nasty to your husband, you're nasty to the kids, and then you go to Starbucks and the girl at the counter at Starbucks is nasty to you. And you want to know what's wrong with her. Why does she have an attitude? You have not taken into consideration, my loves, right? That maybe it's how you started your day off, right? So you can change that today by being in your now. You want to start here. Who are you now? Where are you now? And what do you want now? Okay? That's going to be important. And I want to add another thing too. What do you require now? Right? So maybe it's not even about what you want. What is your requirements now? Okay? So we're going to take a look at what's going on in the planets. All right? The sun is currently in Taurus. So we're talking about your stability, your possessions. Okay? Now, as I am recording this video, the moon is in Cancer as I'm recording this video. Okay? And it is going to be moving over to Virgo on the 9th. So by the time you guys get to see this video or listen to this podcast, the moon may have already transitioned over to Virgo, right? So as I'm recording this energy, what you need to know is with the Cancerian energy, it's a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions involved in this energy. So you could see, what am I saying? I'm sorry. The moon is currently in Leo, not Cancer. The moon is currently in Leo now, okay? So what you could see now with the moon being in Leo is confidence, you know? You could see people wanting to get their shine. So this would be a good time if you need the confidence or you need the energetic balance to bring in confidence in your situation. You can tap into that Leo moon's energy, okay? The moon is going to enter Virgo on the 9th. That's more analytical about your health and your well-being, which is not a bad placement for us to start the week off with, right? Because we're now assessing what works for our health and our well-being and what doesn't, right? Virgo's energy can be overcritical and over analytical. So you do want to be mindful of that, right? You don't want to hypersensitize things, right? So you want to really look at where you are in the situation. You don't want to hypersensitize things, okay? I don't even know if that's the terminology, but that's what I heard, all right? So Virgo can be very critical. It can be the discriminator, okay? So be mindful of that. Being honest with yourself. What do you feel? Seeing the true you is going to be important, and you being able to take whatever negativity and make something positive out of it is also going to be important, all right? And Virgo's energy can get you to a place where you're analyzing that, but if you're not careful because you're taking things personal with the Virgo energy, you can become overcritical and a discriminator towards things that really is set up to work for you and not against you. Once you begin to understand that you have the power to manipulate energy or to interact with energy, right? You begin to see that you can take anything that may have been a negative situation or a negative experience and apply it into something positive, transmuting the energy, right? So we are no longer in a place, I feel, and this is just me personally, this is what I'm teaching is from since I came back, right? We're no longer in a place where you have to manage stress. You don't have to manage stress, right? You can transmute your stress. That's the difference. You don't have to manage your stress anymore. You can transmute your stress, okay? And you know when you transmute something, that means you change it from one thing to the next. It's a transformation process. So how do you transmute your stress? You transmute your stress by being honest with yourself. What do you feel? And I know me and my babes, we talk about this all of the time because it's like, you know, a lot of times people, he says, you know, a lot of times people just get too stuck in their feelings. It's not about feelings. And women, you know, they're constantly in their feelings. And I you know, sometimes I say to him, well, A man can't ever tell a woman to get out of her feelings. That's just not going to work. That is just not going to work. We are first emotional beings as the female species, right? So you can't tell a woman not to tap into her feelings. But what I tell him is I have to get into my feelings so I can get out of my feelings, because my feelings and my emotions are indicators, right? So I have to get out of my feelings so I can get into my feelings, get into really what I feel, right? Not the superficial or the surface stuff, right? I'm mad. Why am I mad? Right? And sometimes it's simply because you did not trust your own intuition. You did not go with your first gut. You paid attention to what others had to say, or how others think this situation or this thing or this opportunity should be navigated. You don't have the time and the energy to do that anymore in your experiences. The energy has shifted on this earth. We're in the Aquarian age. All the knowing that you need is already within. All the knowing that you need is already within, okay? So Taurus is going to ask you to, let's look at stability. Leo is saying right now as I'm recording this video, well, okay, I feel a little confident about this, or maybe not, right? Because the flip side to feeling confident is not feeling confident, it's feeling insecure. So, but you won't know where you are really until you are truthful with yourself. This is why you want to check in with yourself emotionally and mentally, constantly on a daily basis, okay? Now, we also have a few things that I want to look at, okay? I want to look at a few things. We have Mercury in Gemini, so it's at home, but we also have retrograde coming up. Okay, we have retrograde coming up. Retrograde begins on the 10th. And if you're an empath, you would have already started to feel a lot of that retrograde energy, okay? And let me just say this, slow down in this retrograde energy. Go back and dot your I's and cross your T's and deal with the things that you may have pushed down, and not want to deal with, right? And I go over that if you're part of the Patreon family. I go over that on Patreon for your poll this week, right? Being able to slow down. Being able to slow down and really reevaluate and review your life, where you are now. And it doesn't have to be your life from since 10 years ago. It could be your life within the past month, the past week. This is not the time for you to be siphoning energy off of other people. So you're not in a season right now where you get to pull energetically from someone and not give back, okay? Symbiosis is one of the things that came out in the poll, that give and take relationship, right? So create those relationship, okay? Create those give and take relationship. And first, that relationship must start with yourself, okay? Now, so we got Mercury in Gemini. We have Venus in Aries, and then we have Mars in Pisces, okay? So that Venus energy could be a little feisty or a little passionate, and that could also fuel a lot of that sexual energy. So you might feel, if you that love and sexiness energy in the atmosphere, or you can feel like you just don't really like everybody and you want to punch everybody in the face because it's sitting in Aries. And Aries can be explosive, but Aries can also be very passionate. It can also be very action driven. It can also be full of spiritual warfare. It can also be full of warfare, right? So be mindful, okay? With Venus in Aries, it's literally like Venus, women are from Venus and men are from Mars. With Venus in Aries, that energy can be explosive as you're moving throughout the week. So you want to be mindful of that. Mars is in Pisces. So we have Venus in Aries, explosive. Mars is in Pisces, in your feelings. Aries is ruled by Mars. So be mindful. You can find as you're moving throughout this week that relationships, you can butt heads, right? Venus is in Aries. Mars is in Pisces. It's about the feelings. And Pisces can bring in disillusionment. It can also bring in depression. But it can also bring in that great awakening, okay? And with it sitting in Mars, if you come into a great epiphany or a great awakening, which you can find with the Mars energy, Mars is going to cause you to move forward with action and to make the change that's necessary. That Aries energy, Mars co-rules Scorpio and Aries. Okay, so Mars rules Scorpio and it rules Aries. Okay, Scorpio, that passionate energy also, but that they can also be able to get to the depth of things. So as you're moving throughout this week, Gemini is at home in its communication, but we're in retrograde, so you can see communication, a lot of miscommunication. So maybe less is more, okay? Or maybe explaining yourself in a little bit more detail is going to be important as we swap over to retrograde on the 10th, okay? Now, you do have Saturn in Aquarius, Okay, disciplined energy, not lovey-dovey. Okay, but Aquarius energy is ruled by Uranus, so you might still have some of that rebellion energy in the atmosphere. Okay, but Saturn is here to keep the order and the law and the discipline that's needed, and the Aquarian energy may want to rebel a little bit with that. Okay. Or you might find that Saturn wants to restrict you, but Aquarius wants to grow, wants to just push out, and it wants to be a rebel. It wants to do what it wants to do. It doesn't want to be checked. Okay, so you do want to be mindful of that. Okay, Saturn is in Aquarius, so you have that energy of having the need to do something or to keep order in something, keep the time in something. But with that Aquarian energy or that Uranian energy, right, you feel I don't want to do it that way. I want to do things my way. So this could be a little rebellion in your disciplinarian actions as you're moving throughout this energy. So be mindful, stay firm in your discipline. All right. Uranus is also set in a Taurus, and we talked about this for a little while, right? Uranus is bringing in change to your finances, your money, your possession, your stability. So Uranus is coming in and say, okay, this don't work no more. We're gonna break this shit on up, and because it's time for something new, or it's time for us to go on the path that we're really supposed to be on. Okay. So if you find that your finances are acting funny, if you find that you're thinking about the newness with your finances, that fits, because Uranus is going to get you to a place, or at least try to get you to a place where you're no longer stagnant in what brings instability, or as far as your possession or your earning power is concerned. Okay, so Neptune is in Pisces, so it's at home in Pisces. Once again, that great spiritual awakening is yours to have if you want it. Right now, remember, we talked about change. We talked about you being able to be honest with yourself this week. Right? Being honest with yourself about how you feel. Your feelings are an indicator. They're not meant to keep you stuck. They're not meant for you to stay on that negative vibrational energy. They're an indicator for adjustments that you may need to make internally, externally. You may need to make adjustment in your friends. You may need to make adjustment in your attitude. Okay. So your emotions should be used as an indicator, because your emotions are what attracts things to you. Okay, your emotions and your thinking is going to dictate your action. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so be mindful of that. Uranus is in Taurus, and it's looking at stability in possessions and breaking up the old so the new can come forth. Okay, we do have Neptune in Pisces, like I said, that great spiritual awakening. We also have Capricorn in Pluto, which is bringing in that discipline that you need for that transformation. Pluto is all about transformation. Capricorn energy is ruled by Saturn. That's discipline. That's a timekeeper. That's the law. But this is also where you can get order and structure. Okay, so be mindful about that as you're moving throughout the energy. We still got Chiron in Aries, and it's been there for a while now, over a year now, right? And Chiron in Aries is actually being able for you to heal yourself. Okay, so being able to heal yourself is going to be important as you are moving throughout the energy. Okay, all right, my love. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all know the deal. I will be back here next Monday with Archetypes and Astrology. Okay, looking at the archetypal energy that we have in the atmosphere. Okay, and taking a look at what's going on in the astrological aspect of that. Right. So be mindful, please, as you are moving forward. Throughout your week. I'm shushing people behind the scenes because I'm wrapping up my recording, and I'm just shushing everybody behind the scenes. Okay, my love, I love and appreciate each and every one of you. You know the deal. You want to go ahead and do something kind for yourself. You want to be kind to yourself, right? You want to be patient with yourself, and you want to be honest with yourself if you're moving throughout this energy. We're in energy now where change is required. You can't be stagnant anymore, and you can't wait for someone else to give you and to bring you things that you can bring in and pull into your own experience. Okay? All right, my loves, I'll see you guys in next week's recording. Bye.